choice of agency by Metro, and how nice to see advertising working so well. After all, that's the foundation of the business that we're in. And I found, and somebody else wrote to me and said this, that the whole tone was so personal. And I thought that was a really good way of describing what we achieved with that advertising. So I'm hoping that all of you who were featured in that advertising feel proud. Because although there are many heroes on the journey that we've been on together, today you are definitely the VIPs. The people in that advertising are our VIPs today. You are the top can-dos, can-starts, can-codes from over 900 who applied. You're just what the creative and digital industry needs today. So congratulations from all of us from being the ones that won through. I think most of you know me, but in case not, I'm Janet Hull. I head up the IPA team who's been responsible for the Creative Pioneers Challenge, putting it all together. And I just wanted to say right up front that I couldn't have done it without a team. Pamela, Emma, Layla in particular, and I want to put on the record that they're the most brilliant IPA team and that I couldn't have done it without them. I said that I thought I'd met practically all of you, and I think I have, because we've been on a journey all around the country in the development of this challenge. And some of you have travelled a good distance to be here today, from Manchester, from Newcastle, from Dundee. So thank you for making the effort. It shows that it's worked for you and that you care. Some of you haven't been able to, and so commiserations to those of you who actually are at graduation ceremonies today. Some on holiday, like our IPA president, Nicola, who sends her best wishes and appears on screen in front of you. Or some of you have just been too busy working. But I know where I'd rather be. I'd rather be here. Because today is a really special day for our challenge. It's about three things. We want to reminisce, we want to celebrate, and we want to look forward. And we've got three speakers to help us on our way. I'm the warm-up act and continuity, if you like. We've got our host today, that's Ben. He's the group CEO who runs this fabulous office at Karmarama. And he's the right-hand man of our first ever woman IPA president, the wonderful Nicola Mendelsohn. And of course, most important of all, our very own minister, as Nicola would say, Ed Vaizey, Minister of Culture and Creative Industries, who's going to be our icing on the cake today. It won't spoil the fun, I promise, just a few short speeches and then back to the chatting. And hopefully, some of you will offer to be photographed, agencies with their new recruits. Some of you will offer to be filmed on camera, because we really want to share this moment with the world at creativepioneers.co.uk. And Layla, where's Layla? Layla's going to be leading the camera crew. So here we are in these fabulous new surroundings. Thank you, Ben. Where is Ben? Ben, on behalf of all of us, for allowing us to be the very first big event, the very first group of visitors, and please tell us why you've let us in.
I was never not going to let you in, by the way. You're all very welcome. I don't know who chose the colour of this microphone. Maybe don't film this bit, it must have been Nicola. Anyway, thank you, Janet. Welcome everyone to our brand new office, 2 weeks old. We're just still snagging and finding our way around. I hope you all have a look around. You have the chance to see the love pods over there, the ping pong stadium, the Karmarama behind you. We're very proud of our new office. It's a lot of fun, but we do honestly get some work done. And our new Creative Pioneers will be working very hard here soon. It's a real honour to host such a fantastic event and to be Nicola Mendelsohn for the day. I can get used to it, actually. The Creative Pioneer Challenge is something that's very close to Nicola's heart, but also all of our hearts at Karmarama. when this business was first born in Dave's kitchen. Dave over there at the back, our creative director. It was a home birth. We were determined to become one of the most progressive and innovative businesses in the creative industry. Not just because a pioneering career is a more interesting one, but we wanted to make sure we were at the forefront of exciting new changes facing our industry and not just playing catch up. A few years later, we can no longer fit around a kitchen table, and we have an amazing new space where 240 of the best creative, digital and data specialists can work side by side. Our office, we only found this out fairly recently, was formerly an American bank's disaster recovery room. And it's particularly pleasing to me that we've reclaimed a little bit of the city for the creatives. And if you think about it, it's not that surprising, as UK creative industries are recognised globally as some of the best in the world, if not the best. But it's important not to be too complacent in such a fast-moving world. We'll only continue to do well if we continue to evolve, innovate and pioneer. And frankly, our best chance of doing that is by welcoming in fresh young talent that isn't restricted by convention and tradition. Time and again, we've seen what young talent can do for a business like ours. 6 years ago, a 21-year-old called Jono joined us fresh out of college. He now heads up our fastest growing business unit, specialising in youth advertising. In 2-3 years' time, I'm pretty convinced I'll be working for him. So, it's with a large dollop of self-interest that I welcome a new generation here today, in particular to Karmarama's newest creative pioneers, Max McLaren and Marcus Blinken. Welcome to Karmarama today, and here's to the future. Thank you very much. You're very welcome.
Yesterday, at the end of a very long day of preparations for this event, I chanced upon the first business case we ever wrote for Creative Pioneers Challenge. I didn't have to look back too far in my files. It was actually last December. And it was at the end of a study tour that we'd taken to Hollywood and Silicon Valley with many of our IPA members, where we'd just seen how quickly the world of creative and digital is changing. And what we wrote then was this: with Creative Pioneers Challenge, we want to be a positive voice and force for entrepreneurship and growth, and to help position the UK as a creative innovation hub to the world and showcase UK creativity in exploiting new technologies. We want to lend our support to and amplify government initiatives in the lead up to and the legacy to the 2012 Games. Well, we think that ambition has not wavered, not one jot. What was our plan to deliver that? To create a programme to unite the current generation of creative pioneers behind a common ambition to nurture and support the next generation. To look wider than the IPA membership to other technology sectors, but taking the lead in making it happen. And to operate both nationally and regionally with a focus on city-based creative clusters. Wow, it seems that it's worked. So when I look back at that, I was relieved to see that the vision that we wrote seems to have been delivered. Along the way though, we couldn't have done it on our own. We've picked up massive support from our media partner Metro, a city-based creative pioneer in on and offline publishing. A big thank you to Linda Grant, MD, for understanding our vision, and to all the Metro creative and marketing team, Sophie, Brian and Camilla. We love working with you. From our apprenticeship partners, Sector Skills Council Creative Skillset, thank you to Diana Kane, CEO, and her team for actually making our apprenticeship offer better. And to Jack Height at Creative Process for leading on our training provision. And from our entrepreneurs, thanks to Brent Hoberman, James Kahn, and of course Andrew Humphreys, UKTI and Tech City champion, who has so ably guided our CanStart programme, together with all his panellists and business mentors many of whom are here today. But what 3 things am I proudest of? First, the fact that as a result of this challenge, we're now taking on school leavers in volume at scale. And that in the next 3 years, we hope every agency will take on apprentices. Second, that over 125 employer companies have got involved in the challenge. And particular congratulations go to the top 25. And I'd like to single out Kate King and Sam Phillips at Omnicom Media Group, Tim Bath, AMV BBDO, and Paul Simonet Imagination, all of whom I think have really led the way in making this a reality. But all of you are to be congratulated, and we hope we can double the numbers of companies next year. And the third thing I'm proud of is that over 50 entrepreneurial businesses are now working with us to rethink the way we do things. And next year, we hope that will be 100. Because actually this is a win-win for everyone. But there's no doubt we wouldn't have got so far as we have today without our Minister, Ed Vaizey, who's been tireless in his support and leadership. He led our media launch in January. He's lent his support every step of the way. And he's chosen to style himself Creative Pioneers Champion. So thank you. Ed, it's a real pleasure to have you with us here again today. You've lent tremendous credibility to our campaign, and we're so looking forward to hearing your overview. So, to Ed.
Thank you very much. I'm here for the government. I'm here to help. Normally I have a trained group of spotters that go out to venues before I speak, but they didn't arrive this morning, so nobody spotted the pink microphone. This photograph will probably go viral. It's a great pleasure to be here. It's a great pleasure to support the success of the Creative Pioneers Challenge. I've managed to meet a few of the apprentices, and it's been a real joy going up to each one, and literally every single one has turned to me and said, "Who are you?" And once we got over that, it's been wonderful to hear their stories. We've got one guy here who heard about this on Twitter while he was in Australia and came back in order to succeed and become apprentices. We've even got somebody from Sweden who's come over here to be an apprentice, and we've got many others who've got really fantastic stories about how they heard about the scheme, the talent and skill they've brought in order to get taken on to the scheme. And some of the people I've met have signed the advert for me, and very kindly Metro have agreed that they're going to frame the advert.
Sorry.
They just cut me off just at the point when just when I was about to ask Metro to spend some money. Anyway, they very kindly agreed to frame the advert so I can hang it in my office. Yes? Good. And because next year we're going to do it all again, we're going to have even more companies doing the Creative Pioneers Challenge, because I am the Minister for the Creative Industries. None of this is being recorded now, so I can talk frankly. I'm the Minister for the Creative Industries. We have some of the most successful creative industries in the world. I'm fond of saying we have the best advertising industry in the world. We're European leaders in video games. We're world leaders in film, television. And what we want are more people doing apprenticeships, more people doing internships. We want more business leaders, the owners and managers of our great companies, to take on more young people, because the people who've come through this scheme are at the beginning of their career, but they're already inspiring in terms of the graft that they have put in just to get to this stage, and the huge commitment and ambition they've got. And it's not surprising to hear that Karmarama is soon going to be run by a 27-year-old, because these industries attract really ambitious and talented young people. So I'm thrilled to be here. I'm thrilled to give this scheme my support. I'm thrilled that Metro is backing it. Thanks so much to the IPA for making it happen. I was going to speak longer, but the technology is just getting on top of me. So thank you very much to everyone, and best of luck to the first year Creative Pioneers. And I look forward to seeing you all next year when you graduate and meeting the next tranche. Thank you very much.